This is. Have you ever been rear ended by a car that literally just went past you? Well, that's what tonight's story is about. It's called Car Accident. I joined the sub a few weeks ago and I really enjoy reading, learning about this topic. I want to thank you all for sharing your stories. I decided I should share a story about a car accident that was caused, maybe, by a glitch. So, this happened to me and my ex about 20 years ago. And at the time of this happening, I didn't have any idea about what a glitch was, or related things happening. I was aware of unexplained phenomenon, but that's about the extent of it, with them just being interesting stories. So, we were driving home, and it was snowing out. There was already a few inches of snow on the ground, streets, and it was forecasted to continue for days. Our house was on a hill with a two-lane road, one lane each direction, with room on the side of the street for on-street parking along with sidewalks on both sides. Now, as I was driving very slowly, carefully, down the hill to approach my driveway, I turned on my left turn signal to cross to the oncoming lane. No traffic approaching. Now, I noticed a blue Chevy Tahoe coming up from behind me fairly quickly. Now, I realized it might not be able to slow down enough and could possibly rear end us. I told my girlfriend, hold on, we might get hit. I quickly changed my mind and decided to pull onto the right side of the road where there were no cars parked. As I pulled over, I watched as the Tahoe passed by me on the left-hand side, partially into the oncoming lane, with a lady wearing scrubs driving. Now, I looked over at my girlfriend and smiled, saying, "Whew, we made it." She smiled back at me, and in the moment, we got rear-ended by a blue Tahoe. Our car did a complete 180 and ended up in the sidewalk facing back up the hill. Now, my mind was trying to figure out what happened and how we had gotten hit. I asked my girlfriend if she was okay, and she said, "Yes, I'm fine." "What happened? You said we made it. What hit us?" I told her we did make it. "You saw the Tahoe passing us in the other lane, right?" And she told me yes. I saw the Tahoe and figured it was another car that hit us. I'm still half-assed in shock and trying to process what exactly happened. I told her I'm going to check on the Tahoe and make sure they are fine. Now, I got out of the car and approached the blue Tahoe. That had the same lady, I think, wearing scrubs driving. I asked her, "Are you okay?" She replied, "Yes, I'm okay. I realized I didn't have time to stop and saw you were turning left, so I tried to go around you on the right side by the sidewalk. And at that last moment, you changed your mind and pulled to the right, so I hit your car. I said, you missed us by passing on the left. Then I got confused as I didn't know how to explain. No, I didn't miss you. I hit your car, but I didn't mean to. Are you okay?" With a concerned look on her face, I did change my mind because I saw you were going fast and decided to pull to the right. I watched a lady in a blue Tahoe wearing scrubs pass me on my left. So I say, If it wasn't you, it sure looked like you. While staring at me, she yells, "There are no other cars. Have you been drinking?" This is when the world started to spin. I was disoriented and set down on the sidewalk. Now, my GF by now was out of the car and asking, "Are you alright?" The lady asked her, "Have you guys been drinking? He's talking about another hot Tahoe and missing you." My GF says it did miss, but you didn't. The lady yells, "There are no other cars. Are you guys fucking with me?" She starts to look frightened and says, "I'm going to get my insurance information for you guys. The cops won't come and investigate in the snow, so we'll have to let the insurance companies figure this one out." She left and came back shortly with some information written on a piece of paper. She then says, "I'm sorry. Hope you guys are okay. I've got to go." And she gets in her car and drives off. So, I tell my girlfriend we need to go inside and call the police for filing a report. She nods and we go inside. She asks, "What do we tell the police?" I tell her we are just telling them the accident happened. I called and talked to the dispatcher and let her know that we were rear-ended and had the lady's information that hit us. She told us if everybody is okay, then you can come on down and fill out a report when the roads are clear. So, of course, I thanked her and I hung up. This isn't a fucking phone. My GF this whole time was just standing there and staring at nothing. I ask, "Are you feeling okay?" She tells me my head kinda hurts. I'm gonna go lay down. I say, "Wait, what the hell happened? I want to talk about this." She doesn't even look at me. Just says, "We can talk tomorrow." I'm going to bed now. She says to me I'm confused, frustrated, but I know better. We can talk tomorrow. I spent a while sitting in the kitchen, replaying everything, and each time, everything is the same. No differences in memory or explanations. I wasn't feeling very good, so decided to go to sleep as well. The next morning when I woke up, my GF was in the kitchen cooking breakfast. "How are you feeling?" I asked. She replied, "Just a little sore, but nothing else." I'm looking at her and she's acting like normal. I ask, "What the hell happened last night?" I can't figure out how the same Tahoe missed us and hit us at the same time. She shook her head and at me and says, "I don't want to talk about it. We got in an accident and we must have just been in shock. Everything is fine and normal." I'm amazed as we typically seem to be on the same page. What the hell are you talking about normal? It is not normal to be hit by a car that just missed you. She comes completely unhinged. She starts screaming at me. "I told you, I'm not talking about it." She leaves the kitchen and grabs her keys. I'm leaving. As she's heading for the front door, I tell her, "Wait, something happened and I don't understand." She turns around and says, "No, it didn't." She then slams the door. I ran outside to go get her, but she was already backing out of the driveway. I'm super confused and things start getting dizzy again. I figure I'll let her cool off and we can talk about it when she comes back from wherever. I go back inside. So, I go back inside and I sit down and wait. 2 hours later. Now, after the wait, she comes home again along with a friend. So I ask her, how are you feeling? She says, a little sore, but I'm feeling alright. And so I ask her friend, did she tell you about what happened? And her friend states, you guys got in an accident and your car is fucked up. And now I was looking at them both and I say, no, the other part about the Tahoe, remember? And her friend, she just shakes her head no. And now my GF just starts freaking out and screaming, everything is normal. There's nothing going on. We got hit and you are acting crazy. And then she just said, I'm out of here. Let's go. Now, as I'm sitting here trying to piece together, yet again, what is going on, she goes to the bathroom. Her friend is staring at me and looking at the bedroom door. Now, she says, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you heard her. We are leaving. And scurries on into the bedroom. Now, at this point, I'm trying to keep my cool and get a handle on things at the same time. She comes out of the bedroom with a bag of her things and her friend. A few minutes later, I tell her I'm sorry, I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm just trying to make sense of last night. She looks at me as if she's about to say something, but then she just shrugs and walks out the door. Now, the next day, her friend shows up with her boyfriend. We are here to get her things. She doesn't want to talk to you and says she hopes you will respect her and just leave it alone. Once again, things start to get dizzy and I take a seat. Her friend's boyfriend sits down and says, look man, I don't want any problems with you, but your lady is really upset. Please just be cool and we'll be out of here shortly. They packed up her things and left. I tried calling her and the phone was disconnected. I contacted her family to ask if she was okay and her dad says, I heard the whole story and she doesn't need your crazy shit. Lose our number and leave my daughter alone. Then he just hangs up on me. I never heard from her again, and I'm okay with it. I just wish she would have given me a chance to discuss what happened. I care more about what happened that night than I do about the relationship with her. Hope that doesn't come across as too harsh. Anyways, that's the story to the best of my recollection. I still have no explanation other than a glitch that ruined my car and relationship. Life's a trip. Like, follow, share, guys, and let me know, has anything like this ever happened to you?